Hey, what's up, guys? John Velez, Tailboard Media Co. Excited to be back. I think 6 months ago was the last episode we pushed out, and we've taken quite a big break. There's been a lot of really good stuff happening in my life, a lot of trials that I've been able to walk through and grow. One thing that I have been excited to get back into is the leadership stuff. The Lead Well Wednesdays will be back. We're going to start recording episodes here coming up really quickly. And one thing I wanted to do to start leading up to that is start just throwing out some little leadership quick tips. And that's what we're going to do today is just a leadership quick tip. Hopefully this episode won't be super long. I don't think it will be, but it's just little points to kind of reemphasize some leadership quick tips. So the leadership quick tip for this week is going to be this. In the fire service, I believe that we push the mission really above everything else. The reason why we are firemen, right? The reason why we do what we do. And I really think that that's so important for us to be able to do to our coworkers, to the public even, for them to understand why we're here, right? And I think we can look across the fire service and see that in some way, shape, form, or fashion, in all of our mission statements, it says to save lives and protect property. Now, to dig in a little bit deeper to that, I think we can all understand is that another part of our mission is to serve people, right? And what I like to say is people is not just the public. It's also the people in the firehouse that you work with every single day, right? The people you come in contact with that you may not necessarily be running calls with. It's to serve. And so I think that we could look across the entire nation and see that every single fireman understands that mission, that our mission is to save lives, protect property, and to serve people. So the question that I keep asking myself and the thing that I've been not wrestling with, but trying to figure out is if we can all understand that that's the reason why we do what we do, if that's the mission of the fire service, then why do we still have people that aren't bought in? Why do we have people that aren't going to seek out more information, that are here for the t-shirt, that don't take this job seriously, that are just here to take up space, to say they're a fireman? I don't understand that train of thought, so it's hard for me to even put words to it. But why do we have those people? And in leadership, we all talk about communication. There's quotes all the time about communications. If you think you've communicated enough, communicate more, right? And so I think the first step in this is being able to communicate effectively the mission or the message, the reasons why we are here. But I don't think it stops there, right? Because if it stopped there, then I think we'd have 100% of the fire service bought in, seeking out extra work and classes and conferences and listen to podcasts at the very least, or reading books about the fire service. But we don't have that, right? We have people in every single one of our fire departments that don't take this job seriously. And I think that's a problem because the job that we do is very serious, right? My man, Mickey Farrow, put out a post today. Take this job seriously because you're one call, one run away from wishing that you did. And that is so important, right? Because we are all one call away. Whether you work in Jobtown, USA, or you work at the slowest fire department in the country, that one call could come in at any minute. And so I think we should all be on the same page with that. But if we can always say that every single person knows that we're here to save lives and protect property, then why don't we have this large group of people that are so bought into this, right? And I'm talking to you guys right now, and chances are if you're listening to this, you are what I would consider to be bought into the fire service. You really do understand why we are here and why we do what we do. And us as leaders, as people that want to still brothers in battles, to spread the poison of the fire service, we have to be able to not only communicate the mission, but we also have to be able to motivate people and encourage people to commit to that mission, because that's what it takes. It's a commitment across a very long career, right? 20, 30 years is a very long time to commit to something. But I think when we truly understand it, we're able to do this. And so I asked myself, well, why have I bought in to the mission of the fire service? It wasn't simply someone telling me, we're here to save lives and protect property, because people have been telling me that since Fire Academy, right? I've understood that since Fire Academy. People have been telling me that our job is to serve the public, right? We are called public servants for a reason. I've understood that. So why do I buy into the fire service so much more than some other person, right? And I think it all comes down to this: is I've had someone be able to, several people at this point, not only be able to explain and communicate the mission, but they've also been able to motivate me and encourage me to commit to the mission. Hands down, probably the best person that I know to tell you to listen to is Cody Trestrail of Brothers in Battle. If you guys have ever been to a conference he's been at, if you've ever been able to sit through his class, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain it. The dude's on fire for the fire service, and he communicates and motivates very, very effectively. But that's Cody Trestrail, and that's at a national level. So how can I, at my local department, not only communicate the mission and the message, but also encourage and motivate people? Well, I think what it takes is a step back from that, right? I think it takes the ability to simplify the message, right? Sometimes all it really does take is for us to say those things. We are here to serve the public, and then go into detail about how we can do that. We are here to serve our crewmates, and then go into detail about how to do that. Give personal examples of how you, a leader, someone trying to influence another person to commit and to buy into the message, give personable examples of how you have lived that out. Brings to the next point. Not only do you have to simplify it, but you have to live it out. Me as a fireman at my firehouse, and hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn and don't get called out, but I feel like details are very important to me. If the loop's in the wrong place on a hose load, like, I'm probably going to call that out in a very respectful way, but I'm going to call that out and try to fix it, right? If I'm sitting here preaching these things and telling new guys that this is important, but day one I open up a compartment and the hose load is loaded wrong, and I say, we'll fix that later, I'm not living that message out very well, am I? And so we have to live those things out, right? If I'm communicating to a rookie that house chores are super important and you need to make sure the house is tidy, but you see me walk by a sink full of dishes or a trash can overflowing with trash, and I don't initiate something to take care of that, I'm not communicating and demonstrating that very well, right? And then we have to purposefully and intentfully commit to these people, right? We have to care about them. We have to show them that not only am I saying what I'm saying because I care about the job, but I'm communicating that to them because I care about them, and I care about their growth, and I care about them being a great fireman, right? And I think if we could just simplify, empathize, and encourage people, that maybe we could start getting the ball rolling a little bit better, because I feel like it's super easy to grasp the attention of a brand new fireman, someone just coming in from the academy, someone straight out of the new hire academy. But what about that 10-year fireman, that 15-year fireman, right? That may not work the exact way that we think that they should be. They don't care about the job as much as I feel like they should care about the job. How do we communicate to them that importance, right? And that's a whole nother can of worms. But I think with these simple things, we can at least start getting the conversation going and not be so overbearing and try to change the way they've done things for the last 10, 15 years. But simplify, empathize with them that they might not have always done it this way, and it's going to take some change and some practice. And then encourage people. Encourage people to get the work done. Encourage people to dive into the books. Encourage people to put the work in on the training ground. And that'll pay off on the fire ground. So hopefully all that makes sense. That's been a leadership quick tip, something that I've been kind of thinking about and realizing over the last couple of days and reading about here lately. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, man, we are about to get some other stuff kicked back out, some of the more leadership content, some more interviews with some of the cool people in the fire service, and a lot of other cool stuff that I kind of have planned in my head that's on its way. So do me a favor, make sure you guys are following the channel on YouTube, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and let me know what you think about this episode. If you guys have any thoughts on guests for the podcast, topics on leadership that you guys want us to cover, please drop them in a comment, message me directly. All that stuff matters. Man, we love you guys, and thankful for the support that I've received over the last couple weeks. It's been great. The fire service is awesome, man. I can't even put into words how thankful I am for a lot of you guys that watch this and listen to this. And hopefully I've done a good job at communicating how much I appreciate you guys. So until next time, guys.